Hello and welcome back to part 3 of SunVox for Programmers. Today we're going to continue where we left off on our last project. So I want you to load and click on where you saved your last project. For me, I saved it as SunVox for Programmers Part 2. And press OK. Alright, now that we have our last project up, we're going to do a few important things inside of the pattern editor today, and they're really quick. One of the main complaints I get as a tutorial maker for SunVox is that the pattern editor is confusing and not as good as a traditional piano roll that most digital audio workstations use. And so I've been trying to focus on the pattern editor a little bit more in this tutorial series because I've realized the more and more I use SunVox that getting fluent with using the pattern editor is one of the main ways you can achieve more mastery in the side of this particular software. So today we're going to be adjusting different parts on our pattern editor. So as you can see at the top, we've got some letters and we have a name describing the letters. And these columns right here each have a name, and they have a function that we can use by inputting data onto them. So right here we have the note column. Right here next to the note column we have the velocity. And then right here we have the module. And as you can see, it's telling module 01, which is our chords module, or our chiptune module, to play a G3 on line 16 right here. We can give it a little more detailed information now, though. And right here, this column that's in between modules and note is called the velocity column. And we can use this column to change the volume of the note that is being played. So right now the pattern is telling SunVox to play an A3 with module 1. If we add a 4 right here on velocity, if we make it velocity equals 40, we are now telling SunVox to play an A3 at 50% volume on module 1. Now, SunVox doesn't use 0 to 100. It actually uses hexadecimal, 0 to 80 in hexadecimal. For now, don't worry about it. Just think of the velocity as just going from 0, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And 80 is max volume. So I just use just count by tens and use that. What we're going to do today is we're going to make our melody stand out by making our chords quieter. And so it's pretty simple. We're going to reduce our chord volume by half. The default is 80. When you haven't put anything on here, it's going to play at 80. We're going to change it to half volume by making it 40 on all of these chord notes. Right there on the velocity column. Now let's play it and see what it sounds like. Very good. Now we're also going to do a little change here. Let's delete this cloned pattern down here. Let's do Control-C and Control-V to duplicate our pattern that has the melody in it. And this will create a new independent pattern from our original pattern that we can make a change to, or a variation. You're going to be doing this often in SunVox to quickly make satisfying variations in your music. So the variation we're going to make is on the melody. And we're going to change these last 4 notes to make the melody sort of end better on the second variation. So instead of, let's get down to the right octave. That's right here. We're going to do the opposite. Right here it goes down from D to A. We're going to go up this time. Let's see. So we're going to change this D to an E5. Down with the arrow keys. The C to a D. And then E, F. Like that. Let's see what that sounds like. And there we go. Now we can select these 2 patterns. Actually, let's quickly change the pattern properties on our variation. What I like to do is when I've copied a pattern, I like to indicate that I've made a variation on it. And you could do that in several ways. We could just put var up here and then you could see it down there. Or you could click on this little icon that's randomly generated and change the colors on it. That way you know that this one is different from the first one. There we go. Let's select both of them and clone them. And what's cool about cloning a selection is it clones it in the order of the way it's selected. So we see we have A, B, A, B. It's maintained that even though we've cloned it. Cool. That's all for today. I will see you guys in the next tutorial. Make sure to save your project because we're not done with this one yet. We're going to finish this song, and then after that, what I want to do is do kind of an overview tutorial where I demonstrate all of the things I've taught you in a more rapid pace so that you guys can kind of catch on to the workflow. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.